everybody, this is Frodan here with Lothar Amaz and Savjz, and we want to talk about the upcoming groups for SeatStory Cup III, which is happening April 9th to 12th. This is just a preview of the groups which has just been released. So we're going to start off the discussion really quick because we don't want to be here talking all day. So I want to start off with Amaz. We're looking at Group A with Savjz, Reynad, Powder, and Vortex. What do we think about this group?
Well, since Savjz is here, I'm gonna say he's a favorite of the group.
Nice.
How many people are? Two people advance out of each group, right?
Yeah, that's GLS system.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
GSL.
So yeah.
GSL.
Oh, so GSL.
But yeah, to be honest, I think Savjz is the favorite in that group, anyways. You know, regardless of anything, I think Reynad is well, Reynad, despite all the differences, I guess Reynad does play pretty well as well. Powder, I've only seen him play like once or twice, and you know, he played all right one time, and then not so good in the other one. So I hope he has improved, and of course the BRM cards, you know, does reward a little bit more creativity at least early on. So he will have to do that. I think yeah, and Vortex, I'm not really sure who he is, so not really sure.
Vortex.
Yeah, that's my former teammate from Planet Key Dynamics.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and lately he won the tournament in Finland. What was the name of that?
Sampling.
Yeah. Savjz got third, right?
I ended up third, but I actually lost to Vortex in the semi-finals, and he had a really good showing in that tournament. He had a Paladin deck which was like fairly normal, but with Keslan. Overall, like the tournament was really stacked up. It was 16 players, and his record, like overall, was mostly like 15-1 or 16-1, like in games, and like half of that was the Paladin deck, and he was playing really well. So I'm actually, like, now that I see the groups, I'm a bit worried about Vortex because I know that he's definitely a great player.
Last time at SeatStory Cup, Savjz, you actually won the whole thing. So is there some kind of pressure you put on yourself to defend your title, or you know, this since is your third time around, you're much less nervous because I think you're one of the very few players, along with Nimsh and ECOP, to go to all three SeatStory Cups, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to like defending my title. I absolutely do my best to get as far as I can. But I mean, it's Hearthstone and anything can happen. And if I was to do a repeat, it would be absolutely huge. And I don't just let's say top 8 would be like where I just like hope to get at first and then go from there. I do have faith in myself, but it's gonna be tough looking at all this this stacked up lineup.
All right, well, let's go to Group B and talk about 6-0 Number Guy, Forsen, and Alesh. We haven't heard about Number Guy for a long time, since BlizzCon, essentially. Does anybody have anything to comment about this group, specifically about Number Guy or Alesh? Because we know a lot about 6-0 and Forsen and what they've been doing.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear about Number Guy at all. As you said, he's like, basically he disappeared from the face of the earth for some time. At least for me, from my perspective.
Yeah, I don't think he's been catching that many invites to the online cup, so that's like why we haven't seen him. But he also, I believe he has been playing quite a few, and he has had like some fairly solid results, but it's just always been like almost there. I'm not actually like sure, I don't have any stats to pull out right now, but I think he's been in multiple tournaments, he's been like really close to qualifying, almost making it there, but falling a bit short. It'll be interesting to see how he plays.
Yeah, actually, I heard that he's still in high school, right? So he's still doing all his classes and whatnot, and of course he's still trying to play through qualifiers of a bunch of different events like the Europe versus China. So maybe it hasn't worked out the same way as for BlizzCon, but I know he's still pretty active. You were saying something, Lothar?
Oh, I just wanted to say that probably 6-0 is the number one in this group, right? Well, we said that Savjz is the favorite of Group A, so I would say 6-0 is the favorite of Group B.
Right? Did they rank every player of what they think the strength is in the group? Because that doesn't make me feel very good about Group D. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that actually.
I think everybody pretty much agrees that 6-0 is the favorite in this group. I mean, based on results. But it's also like, I think 6-0 is a player who gets a little bit upset if he gets unlucky in the first game. And even if it's like double elimination, I think that like if 6-0 manages to keep his cool, I think he's going to go through.
Yeah, he's prone to tilting, that's true.
6-0 plays a lot, though, like a lot of Hearthstone games. I think he plays around like, what, 10 hours a day? Probably like that, something like that. Especially when the new ladder comes out. So I think he's going to be prepared. It's not that far of a flight from him as other people. So yeah.
Yeah, that's also true.
He's definitely one of the scariest players. I think the entire tournament. Last time, if he wasn't stopped by, was it Savjz, right? That you
Yeah, that
stopped.
was Savjz.
I think he could have gone on to win the whole thing. So I think this time around, maybe it's his run. And he's been trying so hard because last time he went through the qualifiers. This time around, he's going to be an invite. So good luck to him. Let's go to Group C. We have CHEF-KOCH SeatStory 1 champion. I forgot to mention him in the groups before when I was listing off the players who've been there since the beginning. But we know a lot about CHEF-KOCH. We know, a lot actually about Orange, who's recently joined Archon. But what do we know anything about Ostkaka and Freaky here from Darkstar, Orange's former teammate? What do you know about him, Amaz?
Yeah, I know that Orange and Freaky are like super close, and they play test a lot, and they still talk a lot, which is like good because in Hearthstone you can just practice cross teams. It's all friendly and whatnot. And Freaky's playstyle is kind of similar to Orange's, where he pretty much likes the same decks. They pretty much like to talk about a lot of stuff, Rogue especially. So I think he's gonna do well. I think if the brackets are what I look at it to be, maybe Orange is gonna play Freaky at the first Smash, which is gonna be a thing. Yeah, I mean they're very very good friends, so that's kind of sad in a way, but hopefully it's okay for them. It's kind of
Striker is always like a favorite unless he's playing against Colento, but Freaky is actually like he's really good, and I know that he has like on his European account he has like 11,000 ranked wins or something. Like that guy plays a lot. Like I think I have like the same amount. I know that I've been playing a lot for like the 1.5 years. And if he has the same amount of games as I do, I mean he can't possibly be bad. But I haven't seen him play that much.
Yeah, I know that he's practiced with a couple of Tempest Storm guys, and people said that Freaky is like super underrated. One of those underground guys that if he ever had an opportunity, like if some players when they make deep runs, you ask the public if they're surprised and say yes, but if you ask other players, they say no. And Freaky's one of those guys. So hopefully he pulls out well. Same thing with Ostkaka. He's always felt one round short of qualifiers almost every single time I look at it. If you look at a qualifier bracket, Ostkaka always loses in like the semifinals or the second to last round.
I wanted to point out that I just saw this like yesterday when I was looking at the overall standings. I actually saw that Ostkaka was like, even though without any like invite tournament points or anything, he had like 80 or 90 points in the European standings. He was like I think fifth or somewhere along there. And I was like it really like stood out because it was like all big names or winners from 100-point events, and then was Ostkaka, who might be a little bit lesser known, but I know him very well that he's really good. So I wasn't surprised, but. For the general public, I think his name might like kind of stand out as who is this?
That's also a former team member of Xixo from Root, right? And Amaz, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, were you on the same team? I don't think so, right? It was different times though.
Well, different times. I left before he joined, so yeah.
Gotcha,
okay.
Gotcha. Well, let's go to Group D. I think the most interesting group, I may be a little bit biased, but I partially think that it's interesting on a lot of levels because, one, you have two casters and you have two players, and you have two players from Tempo Storm as well. So, Lothar, how is it going to feel when you lose to me in the group stages and I personally eliminate you and punch you into retirement? Oh!
I love when you make those shots. I'm looking forward to this match. I was really hoping to actually see that, and I hope that we'll be facing in the first round because that will be super funny and like entertaining to watch.
Lothar, you just want to buy. That's all you want.
Oh man, and I will be kicked in the ass, and I will be like super, super sad.
I'm sad that they put the most good-looking guys all in one group. They have Lothar and Hyped, and of course Zolay. People don't really know too much about him, but he's pretty much a Casanova himself. And then there's Frodan there just trying to keep up with the rest of the group. So it's gonna be fun. A lot of people.
For group two, right?
I'll be watching when Frodan is playing for sure. Like I've waited for this moment so long. Like there's so many games going on, it's impossible to watch all the games. But when I'm gonna mark it up, like wait, what time is Frodan playing? I'll be watching there.
Yeah,
casting. I'll actually try to get the cast up if I can.
Okay. See that's what I'm scared of. It's not necessarily about losing. It's about what you guys are saying as I'm losing. That's the danger. But you know what? The goal is not to get top 16 or top 8 or win and discredit all of Hearthstone, but my goal is to get above 1,000 points in Gosu Gamer ranking points, and I quit from that point on. I just have a positive record. That's it. So I'll be like 1,050, and I'll be like rank 90 something, I'll be like, yes, that's right. And that's why I
Imagine
can
if you
always
would win the
refute
whole thing. You would be top 3 of the whole world instantly.
Oh
Yeah, you will be.
And I get invited to everything as a player. That'd be amazing. Yeah. And then that's when Trump actually takes over my job as a caster, and then we've come full circle. So.
Wow. Oh god.
All right. Well, we're halfway through the groups, guys. Let's try to talk about Group E, as much as we can, because there's a lot. Actually, this is one of my favorite groups. Thais, Amaz, Gara, and Ignite. I think all these players are really interesting to watch because I want to see how a player like Ignite can come back because he's kind of been phased in and out and underestimated. But more importantly, I think this is an opportunity for guys like Gara, for Tyson Amaz to Amaz, you're right here. So Amaz, why don't you actually talk about this group real quick? You've faced off against Tyson a lot, so I guess.
Oh god. Yeah. It's like the 5th time we played now, maybe like 5th or 6th time we played in a competitive setting, and no, we basically know each other inside out. I guess with BRM because this is gonna be. SeatStory is going to happen after the second win comes out, right? So we actually
not really, I think.
No?
It'll be during. It'll be during, actually.
Yeah,
sure. So that'll be kind of weird.
The first day of the event will probably be towards the nighttime is when it releases. So that's I don't know if it's the actual timing of it or of how things.
Well, I mean, it would be cool if there would be the first tournament to actually do the Wing 2 cards. I think that would be pretty hype. But if it is like that, then I guess me and Taish will have some, different kind of decks, and it'll be a bit more fresh. Otherwise, we just know what each other is playing all the time. And I'm obviously very happy to see Gar play. I've always been a big fan of him because he's kind of like the other priest guy I always talk to. And, and he brought a 40-card deck list in the M House Cup where he ran all sorts of shenanigans, and I had to ban it out because I was so scared. Yeah, that was my favorite moment of that. So once again, if he runs priest, I'll be pretty hyped.
I thought he brought Baron-Geddon in that tournament, right? In this priest deck, it was really weird stuff.
He brought all sorts of weird stuff, one of everything, really. Yeah.
All right, going on to Group F, we have Firebat and Faramir, and Sho and Kungan. So I'm looking at Faramir as one of the sleepers to do really well again. He's a player that people just write off, and he tends to surprise people. In fact, Gara was saying that he thinks Faramir is one of the best players, technical players outside of Kalento and StrifeGrow. So I think that's pretty high praise. When we look at this group, obviously Firebat sticks out just because the guy's an absolute monster in tournaments. But how do players like Kungan and Sho stack up to the rest of the group and the rest of the tournament, Savjz?
Well, I think the Sho is really scary opponent, no matter who you are, because he's mostly known for his warrior play, but he can also play other classes really well. And actually. I'm telling you, Kungan. I actually didn't know he's here. I'm really happy to see him play, and I think that a lot of people are looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
he's the CEO of my team.
I guess based on the results, overall this group, we gotta give it to Firebat and Faramir. Faramir is one of those players who have had really good tournament results outside of the popular streamers and so on. He's made his way through, and he's also been getting invites lately in the past few months, and he has shown that he's definitely worth it. So I think they're the favorites. But the Sho, I wouldn't call it an upset if Sho moves on. But Kungan, if he manages to take down Firebat and Faramir,
oh man,
that's epic. But I mean, it's Hudson, and Kungan is not bad. But I mean, compared to the world champion in the same group, I mean, it's pretty tough.
It's not about even the skill, but about the knowledge level of the game right now, because he wasn't playing for a long time, and he just picked it up back again 2 days ago, basically. So it's not much time to catch up, and we'll see how it goes.
But I mean, he has some great teammates, Lothar, so I'm sure that the teammates are going to help him out with the deck list, so those should be up to date.
Well, let's hope so, unless he wants to play his own, Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
I guess time will tell. I think the House Cup environment is really good for Kungan, too, because he's really fun and really good personality. Absolutely. So I can't wait to see him on the couch as well, interacting with the different players, and that's going to be one of my favorite things. Getting to know a few other guys, like LifeCoach. LifeCoach is in the next group. He's in Group G. I'm excited to see LifeCoach play, but I also want to see him sit on the couch and explain turns for 5.5 minutes. And he's explaining turn 2, and the game's almost over. And that's the kind of guy LifeCoach is. It's going to be a really fun time. He comes in as one of the most dominant players in recent form. Does Ekop, Masan, and Maverick stand a chance here, Amaz?
I think Ekop is still a very good player. I'm actually really good friends with him, so obviously I would say that. But yeah, he's been severely underrated a lot. Like, people have been asking, like, why is Ekop getting invited to this and why is Ekop invited to that? Well, he hasn't been winning a lot of things lately, but from what I've seen him play, he plays pretty well. So I think he would present a good challenge against LifeCoach. I still think LifeCoach is a favorite because LifeCoach is pretty crazy. So yeah, about that. With Masan and Maverick, I'm not really sure about Maverick once again. I recognize his name.
French player, right? French
Yeah, I
player.
recognize
I think.
Belgium.
I think he's from Belgium. Yeah.
Oh really? Oh, sorry.
Right.
Oh, there was a mistake during the French tournament that they actually put
that's
the
right.
French
That's wrong.
flag. Yeah.
Right, something about that, but I don't remember his plays at all. There's just been so many players, but Masan recently has been doing pretty well. He won the Pinnacle 3, so I think
He
if
also
BRM.
doing good in KPL. I mean, in Kingdom Pro League.
Oh yeah, he also won one of the charity events or something?
No. No, he didn't. But in Kingdom Pro League, he had like 2 massive wins at the start. So yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. He's been doing pretty well, and if he can adapt to BRM quite well, then I think he's gonna do fine.
I actually like if I was a betting man, still like as stacked as the group is, I would actually probably put my money on Maverick. Like he's also really high on the European standings and consistently finishing top 10 in the ladder every season, and he's really good. He's won a bunch of tournaments, but the French community is they're a bit separated. So maybe some of the viewers who are watching him play next week are not that familiar with him, but he's definitely someone to look out for.
Okay.
All right, and that brings us to our last group. We have RDU from Nylon. We have Toyota. I don't know what team he's on. He's always on a different team every time we talk to him.
Teamless
Okay.
right now.
He's
From
local to Crefeld, 10 minutes away. So we'll be seeing him. We have Nimsh, and we have...
I can pronounce that because it's Polish. That's
Okay.
Jane Druid, and
Wow.
it means a buffed druid, or maybe a wealthy druid.
A wealthy
name.
druid.
Wow.
I thought it would mean Cancer Druid. That would make sense.
It's like,
Wow. Okay. I don't know anything about this guy other than the fact that his name is Polish. Today I learned.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he'll do. I'm a little bit mean to Nimsh all the time when I talk to him. I feel because I always feel like he's not playing as much as he's doing community stuff, casting, going to the summits, for example. But he's always a guy that brings fun decks. So I'm going to be thinking that RDU and Toyota are the favorites to go through. But maybe this wealthy druid guy can show us a thing or two. Maybe he goes on to win the whole thing, kind of like in true big tournament fashion, right? It's like Hoy we did in the Game House Cup too.
he's one of the really few open qualifiers. Is he even the only one? Because there was 4 open qualified spots, but I think at least 2 of them were unable to come, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Ostkaka is from the open
Ostkaka.
qualifier.
Oh, Ostaka is from
I
open.
think
Okay.
Vortex.
Yeah.
Is Vortex one of them too?
And Vortex. Cool.
I don't think so. Really?
Oh, was he invited? All right, hold
I'm
on.
not sure.
I'm gonna use the power of Google. Here we go.
Yeah, but about Nimsh, I don't think there's any house cup that's gonna be a house cup without Nimsh. That guy just attends every single event, so it'll be kind of weird not to see him there casting or playing. So,
Yeah, he has to be there. But I really hope for Nims to do well, because we are really good friends. But I also really hope that he will not bring any wacky decks. I hope he's gonna talk with StrifeCrow about lists and stuff. So I think
That's
that
just-
By
he's
the way,
like,
you can
really
see
good.
StrifeCrow on JPEG. He's the only player looking at us right now.
Oh yeah.
Between the group C and D.
Oh yeah, he is. Always observing, trying.
I know
to
what you
know
have done
that.
last summer. That's the face.
Oh man.
Gotcha. Just to answer the question, Crazy Druid, or not Crazy Druid, Wealthy
Crazy
Druid. and Osaka are the 2 qualifiers. We had a Korean player. That's right. We were hearing about that. He couldn't make it. And we have a Dejmian,
Well,
a
Ignite
Polish
is
player who
instead
couldn't
of
make it.
that. Instead of the Korean player, we have Ignite from the Open qualifier because he was the next spot, from what I remember. And I would guess Kungen filled the last spot.
Yeah, just probably as a last-minute
Probably, yeah.
replacement.
Even-
Unless
that's-
Kungen
yeah.
went deep,
Yeah.
and we didn't know. So
Whoa, that would be.
I would know.
Okay.
let's just say we don't know. That's more fun that way.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
right.
wraps it up, guys. We're done with our group preview for SeatStory Cup 3. Hope you guys get a little sense of not only about the groups that are going to be, like the matchups that are going to be happening, but kind of the dynamic. You know, we like to have fun at that tournament. So you see how the players interact and talk. It's very much going to be like that too. So I highly encourage you to check it out. Make sure to go to TakeTV.net and check out all the things that they're doing with you know, their other tournaments or even the new venue that's going to be the new TakeTV home. You can find all that again at TakeTV.net. We're done here, so see you guys on April 9th, and hope you guys have a good day.
Please no shield slamming this time.